Have you ever woken up, looked at your phone, and realized that even though you just slept for 8 hours, you feel like you haven't slept at all? You're lying there, staring at the ceiling, and the thought of just getting out of bed and making a cup of coffee feels like you're being asked to climb Mount Everest. Your body's heavy, your brain feels like it's filled with thick, gray fog. You check your to-do list, and instead of feeling motivated, you just feel done. Like your internal battery is permanently stuck at 5%, and no matter how long you plug it in, it just won't charge back up. And then comes the night. You're exhausted, but you stay up until 2 a.m. scrolling through mindless videos. You know you should sleep, but you don't. Psychologists call this revenge bedtime procrastination. You're staying up late because it's the only part of the day where you actually feel like you have control over your life. But then the sun comes up, and the cycle of exhaustion starts all over again. If you're feeling this way, I want you to know something very important. You are not lazy. You are not broken, and you definitely don't need another hustle harder speech from a billionaire who doesn't have your bills to pay. Most of the advice you see online tells you to just quit your job or go on a month-long healing retreat in Bali. But let's be real, most of us can't afford to do that. We have rent to pay, we have families to feed. We have to keep showing up even when we feel like we're running on empty. So how do you actually recover when you're completely burned out, but you can't afford to quit? How do you get your fire back when the pilot light has gone out? In this video, I'm not going to give you toxic positivity. I'm going to show you the actual science of why your energy is gone, and more importantly, a practical system to get it back, starting today, right where you are. First, I need to tell you a scary truth that most people are too afraid to admit. You are currently the victim of a massive targeted attack. Back in 2017, the CEO of Netflix, Reed Hastings, said something that should have made everyone's skin crawl. He said, "Our biggest competitor is sleep." Think about that for a second. One of the most powerful companies in the world doesn't see Disney or YouTube as their main enemy. They see your rest, the only thing that actually heals your brain, as a barrier to their profit. They hired the most brilliant neuroscientists, engineers, and psychologists on the planet for one single mission: to make sure you stay on their app just 5 minutes longer. They want you addicted. They want you scrolling until your eyes burn. Because when you're exhausted, your willpower breaks. And when your willpower breaks, you're much easier to control. This leads to what I call the naive consequence. We go through life being incredibly naive about the price we are paying for our productivity or our entertainment. We think we can just push through on 4 hours of sleep. We think we can work 18-hour days and just catch up later. We focus 100% on the result, the money, the status, the hustle, and we ignore the hidden cost. But your body doesn't care about your goals. Your nervous system doesn't care about your promotion. Imagine your energy is like a bank account. For years, you have been withdrawing more than you've been depositing. You are now in deep exhaustion debt, and big tech is charging you a 1,000% interest rate. You aren't lazy for not being able to focus. You're just a human being who has been robbed of your most valuable resource, your attention. And you can't think your way out of a physiological bankruptcy. You think you're failing at life, but the truth is you're just trying to win a game that was rigged against you from the start. The biggest mistake we make when we're burned out is trying to think our way out of it. You can't use a tired brain to fix a tired brain. You have to hijack your body first. Think of your morning like a rocket launch. If you start your day by checking Instagram or emails, you're essentially pouring sand into your engine before you even leave the ground. You have to protect your 3 golden hours. Science tells us that about 3 hours after you wake up, your melatonin drops and your feel-good chemicals, serotonin and endorphins, are ready to peak. This is your peak performance window. If you spend this window scrolling through short-form videos, you're literally giving away your most expensive energy to strangers for free. Protect these 3 hours at all costs. Turn off your phone. Do your hardest, most important task first. If you can protect just this window, your life will start to move upward again. And if you're feeling sluggish, use the 150 BPM hack. Your heart and brain naturally sync up with the rhythm around you. If you listen to slow, sad music, your body stays slow. Go to Spotify or YouTube and search for 150 BPM pop music. It's fast, it's upbeat, and it's loud. Spend 15 minutes listening to it. Dance, jump around, force your body into a high energy state. When your body moves fast, your brain has no choice but to follow. You don't wait for motivation to move, you move to create the motivation. Tier 2 is about looking at the hidden price tag of your life. We've all been taught to look at the results column. We want the promotion, the six-figure salary, and the house, but we completely ignore the sacrifice column. If your success is costing you your sleep, your health, and your relationship with your family, you aren't winning. You're just going bankrupt slowly. Take a piece of paper and draw two columns. On the left, write what you want to achieve. On the right, be brutally honest about what it's costing you. Let's look at the math. You stayed up until 3 a.m. to finish a project. You got the result. But what was the cost? The bill includes chronic inflammation in your body, a 40% drop in your creativity the next day, and a week of feeling like a zombie. You think you won that night, but your body is currently paying an interest rate that is higher than any credit card. Burnout happens because we are naive. We think we can handle everything, but your capacity is a limited resource. Start looking for things you can cut. Maybe it's a toxic friendship that drains you. Maybe it's a project that doesn't actually help your career but eats 10 hours a week. Learning to say no is the ultimate power move for your mental health. Every no to something that drains you is a yes to your own recovery. The final tier is the most important for your soul. It's what I call building your joy portfolio. Burnout is a state of emotional poverty. You feel like life is just a never-ending series of chores and bills. You've lost your gift. A gift is any small positive thing life gives you while you're doing the work. It could be the smell of your coffee, the way the sun hits your desk, or a kind message from a friend. When we are burned out, we stop seeing these gifts. We treat them as background noise. But these gifts are the only thing that feeds your heart. If you don't feed your heart, it will stop beating for your dreams. Start training your brain to spot these micro gifts. Even if you hate your job, look for one thing it gives you. Maybe it's the paycheck that pays for your favorite hobby. Maybe it's the one coworker who makes you laugh. Appreciation isn't just a vibe, it's a survival strategy. If you can find joy in the smallest things, you become unburnable. Because no matter how hard the world hits you, you still have your private treasury of happiness that nobody can touch. You aren't a machine that just produces results. You are a human being who deserves to enjoy the journey. Look, I know you're exhausted. I know that even the thought of starting over feels like another chore on your to-do list. So I'm not going to ask you for a transformation. I'm just asking for 3 ridiculously small things in the next 24 hours. Step 1, the 60-second mute. Go to your phone right now. Find that one group chat that constantly drains you, or that news app that makes you feel anxious. Take 60 seconds to hit the mute button. Don't explain, don't feel guilty. Just stop the leak. You just bought yourself hours of mental peace for the price of 1 minute. Step 2, the 5-minute jumpstart. Tomorrow, when that afternoon slump hits and you feel like a zombie, don't reach for your phone. Instead, put on one song with a fast beat, something around 150 BPM, and just move. Walk fast, jump, or dance in your room for exactly 5 minutes. We are using your physiology to hijack your psychology. Force your body to move fast and your brain will follow. Step 3 is the nightly gift scan. Before you close your eyes tonight, find one gift that life gave you today. It doesn't have to be a promotion, it could be the fact that your lunch tasted good, or a stranger smiled at you, or you simply made it through the day. If you don't acknowledge these small gifts, your brain will think life is just a series of bills to pay. You have to feed your heart if you want it to keep beating for your dreams. Mute the leak, move for 5 minutes, find one gift. That's it. If you can do these 3 tiny things, you've already stopped the bankruptcy. You're starting to build your energy wealth again, 1 cent at a time. At the end of the day, remember this. The world is loud and the game is often rigged against your peace. Big tech wants your sleep. Your job wants your results. But nobody's going to fight for your happiness except you. You've been so hard on yourself for feeling tired. But how can you not be tired when you've been paying such a high, naive price for so long? It's time to stop being an energy bankrupt victim and start being the CEO of your own recovery. You are a human being, not a productivity app. You deserve to rest. You deserve to enjoy your lunch without checking an email. You deserve to find those small, beautiful gifts that life is trying to send you every single day. If you choose to join the 1000 Day Club, the people who actually show up for themselves, protect their morning, and look for the joy in the small things, I promise you the fire will come back. Not all at once, but one tiny spark at a time. If this video helped you breathe a little easier today, hit the like button so the algorithm can send this gift to someone else who's running on empty. Subscribe if you want to keep building this inner strength with me. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what is one gift you found today? I read every single one of them, and it's the fuel that keeps me going too. Protect your peace, feed your heart, and be kind to yourself. I'll see you in the next one.